If I hadn't seen Alex's unique creation, I would never have imagined that an abandoned oil barrel could have such incredible creative value. Through some clever transformations, it was turned into a unique and practical tool. First, a marking line was drawn at 1/3 of the surface of the oil barrel. Using an angle grinder, the barrel was cut along this line, dividing it into 2 parts. The cut edges were then ground with a deburring knife to remove sharp burrs from the surface. Next, one end of the barrel was turned over and welded with an arc-shaped iron plate. A mark was made in the middle of the iron plate, and a movable wheel was welded at this position. Once this was done, a square tube was welded to the other end, and 2 additional tubes were installed in the middle to form a load-bearing bracket. 2 more wheels were attached to this bracket, completing the main structure. But this was just the beginning. A section of square tube was drilled with several rows of round holes. A mark was drawn on the bottom of the oil barrel corresponding to the square tube size, and a gap was cut with an angle grinder. On the side of the oil barrel, a 20-centimeter wide square notch was cut where a pre-made iron box was welded into place. To enhance durability, a layer of cement mortar was applied to the inside of the oil barrel, and the square tube was inserted. Red bricks were laid along the curvature of the oil barrel, forming a square frame. A notch was reserved on one side, and the red bricks were stacked until they were nearly flush with the oil barrel's edge. The next step involved welding 2 arc-shaped frames using square tubes. A notch was cut on the opposite side of the oil barrel to fit the frames, which were then secured with screws. This created what appeared to be a door frame. Inside the barrel, red bricks were arranged similarly, forming 2 independent compartments. At the bottom of the compartments, square tubes were placed to create support, and the red brick structure was built into an arch. By this stage, the shape of the object was becoming clearer. Can you guess what it is? Feel free to leave your guesses in the comments. Once the cement had dried and hardened, an iron door was welded onto one end of the frame. The previously cut half of the oil barrel was modified and welded onto the sides of the rear wheels. A handle was attached to the front wheel, and a chimney was installed at the top. A pot lid, along with the temperature and pressure gauge, was also added. The result? A multifunctional wood stove that resembles a tricycle. This innovative stove is not only eye-catching in design, but also highly practical. Thanks to its wheels, it's easy to move around. Firewood can be added to one side to create a strong, efficient fire with minimal smoke and no wasted fuel. The stove's oven feature can be used for baking and smoking food, making it both economical and functional. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.